Wow. Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I tell you, wow, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic show. We got a young lady here that's doing some great things in the world. And then I just love her energy. I just love her attitude. I love the things that she is out there doing and as relate to combat diabetics and diabetes. And she's also a third year optometry student. So she's going to be a doctor in about a year and a half, 2 years. And it's just amazing just chatting with this young lady, just understanding that the mission and the plight that she's on is going to help change the world. So uh, I can't even start this show without first talking to the executive producer and co-host of this show, Dr. Michelle Cooley. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yes. When you showed me the video of our guest today and everything she's doing, we definitely were just in awe. We definitely were impressed. And, we always encourage young people to pursue their dreams, all people to pursue their dreams. And we're just so excited to have her on the show today. I know when we watched that video, we were just looking at each other like, this is one of the perfect guests to appear on our show. And she can tell her story and just inspire people.
Yeah, we always encourage people to dream big, think big, and be big. And one of her dreams, from a dream big perspective, is she wants to conquer diabetes in the minority community, actually all communities, but her focus is on the minority community because I believe that this disease or this whatever you might want to call it affect the community of color more so than anyone else. So wherever you're watching this at, whichever platform you're watching on, all you have to do, if you want to be part of it, is go to the comments, ask any question that you like. If you're watching on E360 television, Transfers Television, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or over 30 plus other live streaming network, welcome. And you can be part of the show if you want to. So I tell you, Michelle, first of all, can you do the honors to identify the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely wonderful guest of ours?
Yes. Well, the title of the show is called Dream Big, Conquering Diabetes in Minority Communities. And we're getting to know optometry student. And I'm going to just say her name as what we call her, but I don't want to butcher her name. So I'm just going to call her Bakama. And she can tell us how to pronounce her full name. And we're going to talk about diabetic screening in Puerto Rico, their initiative there, and why is the manifestation of diabetes in the eyes important to catch early, and discuss their eye health care education initiative. And also Bobby's going to be talking about optometry school, the things, the challenges, and especially about the cost and the tuition. So let's introduce our guest today. Bobby Bakama is a first-generation African. She was raised in Houston, Texas. Most of her formative years were spent with her grandmother, living in a remote Uganda village with limited access to health care. Bakama's grandmother experienced a gradual loss of sight in her late 40s. It wasn't until she woke up almost blind in both eyes that she was taken to Jinja Hospital, where she was diagnosed with cataracts. Scheduled for surgery, she unfortunately faced complications due to an ill-trained doctor, resulting in the removal of her left eye. Unaware at the time, this experience became the catalyst for Bakama's pursuit of a career in primary vision care. She attended University of Texas at San Antonio for her undergraduate. There, she received her Bachelor's of Medical Humanities with a minor in biology in 2020. She was then accepted into Inter-American University of Puerto Rico School of Optometry in 2021, and she will be the first eye doctor in her family. She will be a third-year optometry student in the fall of 2023 and will be graduating in June of 2025. She's a well-rounded student and participates in many extracurricular activities, and she will talk to us about it. Please welcome to the show, Bobby Bakama.
Bobby, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I think you're on mute, Bobby.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Enjoying this sunny Puerto Rico weather.
Hmm. You know, we was there. I think about a year ago, or maybe less than a year ago, and
Mm,
but we were there after the storm or something had hit, and
mm-hmm.
it was all right. But weather's always good. Hey, Bobby,
Yeah.
so can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about you? Uh, what was it like growing up in Houston, and what was it? I mean, when the motherland,
Mhm.
and making that adjustment to Houston and growing up in Houston. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Yes, so I grew up in Houston and one thing I can say is Houston is a very diverse place to be. I feel like it prepared me to be encountering different cultures and different ethnic groups. Like when I was in elementary, my best friends were Indian and Korean, and in high school, same thing. That's when I actually got introduced to Black people actually being Latino. And in high school, by the time I hit high school, I was well versed in religions, different traditions, different garbs that people celebrated as well. And in Uganda, I've been there a couple times, but as in regards to Uganda, Uganda always brings me back down to earth. It kind of refreshes my mind and lets me remember my roots. And lets reminds me that I came from humble roots. And yeah, I feel like it also reminds me to give back a lot of the time, because a lot of the time we can get so wrapped up in what's on social media and school, and not really refocusing on why we do the things that we're doing and what we want to come out of those things. So yes, going back home is always great, and also Houston being in such a diverse um, culture has definitely prepared me for my journey.
Wow. So most of your formative years, you stated in your bio that was you spent a lot of time with your grandmother. And what was your grandmother like, and what type of lessons that she taught you that it's in you today? It's always going to be in
Hmm. Well, my grandmother was a no tolerance grandmother. um, She did not play, but at the end of the day, like there was nothing that I could do that was so horrible that she wouldn't give me love at the end of the day. Like we'd always cuddle up and she'd read or sing hymns in Luganda, and that was kind of our quality time that we spent together. But um, a lot of the lessons that she taught me were though just that, like forgiveness. I'm someone who forgives very easily. I used to think it was a curse, but now I know it's a blessing. Also, just keeping my mind centered on my goals and not being distracted. But yeah, she was definitely no, she wasn't tolerant to any nonsense at all. But she actually came to the U.S. To help with childcare for my parents. So between both of my grandmothers, like I was probably with them for about 10 years, until they went back home and they were like, yeah, we're done with the US. We cannot fly here anymore. We don't want to be here. We want to be back home. So, yeah, they taught me a lot. And I used to even call them mom because I didn't know the difference between my mom and my grandmother's. But yeah.
So you learned a lot of lessons from your grandmother. Did you learn any lessons from the rest of your family, or just learn any lessons just from the mere fact of just growing up?
Mm-hmm. Definitely from my mom. She really taught me purpose and she really taught me determination. So she came to this country from a scholarship that she won back home, and she was able to attend Tabor College free ride. And from there, she didn't just stop and enjoy her own glory, but she invited her siblings along the way. So she sponsored their visas to come here on education, financially, and mentally, made sure they were prepared and equipped to go through school and create a career and a family for themselves. So, just for example, one of her younger siblings became a pharmacist. Another one of them became an engineer, and later he's now currently a dean of engineering of a big university in Texas, and another one even worked for the UN. So like my mom didn't just stop and enjoy her glory. She made sure to spread it and implant it and inspire other people around her.
Wow. So when did you know that, okay, this is my mom and many of the rest of the family I have did this journey called education. I am focused on doing this as well. But was it hard choosing a career path where you knew what you wanted to do?
I knew I wanted to help people, and picking the platform, a lot of stuff came and went. So I looked into nursing. I looked into being working as someone who helps kids in foster care. I also looked into dentistry, but the only thing that was able to keep my interest was optometry. And I think it was just because of the personal connection that I had to it with my grandmother's story about how she had to have her eye removed because of complications. And so, yeah, I just think that personal connection to the eyes brought me back to optometry.
Wow, I see your sister, Ambassador Dr. Olivia said, "Hi, Bobby," and she's gonna be joining us. She's gonna be joining us later on down the line. So, but you just mentioned your grandma and how a lot of this had some major impact on you. Can you walk us through the events that happened with your grandmother regarding her eyes?
So when I met my grandmother, she only had one. She had only one eye, and she used to wear an eye patch. And I used to find that really bizarre, and I was puzzled. But after doing some research and asking questions, I found out that she actually had cataracts, and it started when she was around 40 years old. And it just progressed, and she never got it treated because she didn't have the money. She didn't have time. She was a single mother living in rural Uganda with no help, and she was raising all her kids and making sure her home was taken care of. And so it wasn't until she had lost most of her vision that she was like, all right, I probably need to go get this seen by a doctor. And by that time, she traveled to Jinja Hospital, which is like probably an hour away from where she was, which is central Uganda, Kamuli. And when she got there, they were like, yeah, this is what you have. We need to hurry up and get you into surgery and get it done. Unfortunately, the doctor who was seeing her didn't have the proper education for the procedure that she needed, which was just a cataracts removal surgery. And so she ended up with chronic infection in both eyes, just a series of complications. And it ended up being that they actually had to remove her left eye. And so that's why she only had one eye and would walk around with an eye patch or sunglasses during the day.
Wow. We're going to take a station break, but when we come back, we're going to really delve off into the things that you're doing, your mission, your schools, and just the great young lady that you are. We're gonna touch bases on all of those things. And wherever you're watching this at, whichever platform you're on, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question you like, and we will get Bobby to answer your question. Is your life, and we'll be back shortly after the break. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got Bobby, and I tell you, this young lady is that absolutely extraordinary. She's doing a lot of great things, and we're gonna get off into her a little bit more about the cause the things that initiatives that she is pushing, and just being a first generation, and be the first person in the family to graduate from optometry school and be a doctor. That's coming up real soon. But it's more than just a doctor. This young lady is extraordinary. She's extraordinary. So uh, if if you're watching this, I don't care which platform you're watching it from. If you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments and ask this young lady. I said young lady any question that you might have, and I promise you that she's gonna be spot on because she always is. So, Bobby, as you were telling us about the events with your grandmother, or were you interested in pursuing another profession outside of that before that clicked in and said, "Oh, this is what I got to do"?
Not necessarily, like I said before, just helping people and then eyes. Those were the two things that always became a reoccurring theme in my life. And so that's how I kind of landed in optometry, preventative care, and making sure that we're focusing on the eyes as well is how I landed in optometry.
Wow. So we got somebody here that might want to say hello to you. How are you doing, Ambassador?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Dr. Cooley?
Hey, do you know this young lady right here?
Yes, that's Bobby, my sister. Brilliant.
She is brilliant. Yeah. Anything you want to say about this young lady? Because just chatting with her, just watching the videos that we getting ready to show in a few minutes. It's she's extraordinary.
Yes, Bobby's a big inspiration to our family and to the community. I've just here in Houston, Texas, and she's she's got a very good track record of supporting her fellow youth, young girls, and especially those in the medical arena. So she's a girl of great confidence, and she has the ability to uh, represent us quite well, and she has the passion to really help um, the community, and she's very hardworking and committed to this cause. Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell. I mean, and we're gonna show a video in a few minutes, but Bobby, part of the title of the show is conquering diabetes in the minority community. Can you tell our viewers and listeners how widespread is this disease? Because many of us don't know.
Hmm. Well, diabetes is a disease that can really affect anybody, like you mentioned before. However, it disproportionately affects the Black and Latino communities, especially our minority communities. Blacks come in at 91%, and specifically in Puerto Rico, they come in pretty high as it relates to the Latino ethnic groups who are affected by diabetes. And a lot of these reasons why our minority Black and Latino populations are affected is because of the limited access to healthcare. Health disparities play a huge issue in regards to the treatment and the management of diabetes in these communities. Also, financial constraints in regards to treating diabetes, the medication costs, and also being seen by the doctors. Sometimes people cannot afford the copays, or they don't even have the insurance and able to get a decent copay. Also, unhealthy food consumption. So when a lot of our poor communities are using the fast food because they don't have time to cook because they're working so many jobs, so they're going to the fast food chains to feed their families. So over time, consuming that unhealthy food full of fats and high cholesterols and oils can also secondarily cause diabetes. And in regards to limited physical activity, again, usually in our minority poor communities, they're working so many jobs, they don't have time to exercise and to make sure they're getting in their steps and making sure their health is okay. So this is why we see it disproportionately affecting our Black and Latino communities that are all in the underserved areas, and yeah, even in Puerto Rico, we see it the same way. In the more outskirts, underserved areas in Puerto Rico, that's where we see the highest rates of diabetes.
In your opinion, there's a lack of follow up when people understand that they are either type 1 or type 2, and they don't go back in because of a lot of the things that you probably just explained. How can we convince them that it's important to do the follow up? And yes, I understand the co-payment in the jobs, but most of us are supporting our families, and if we are not able to take care of ourselves adequately, we're not going to be able to support them or ourselves. What would you say to the people out there that's saying that doesn't do the follow up and think push it to the side as long as they can?
Education, I believe, is the key to this lack of coming back for your follow-up appointments. If you're able to educate people not only on the signs and symptoms that they're going to experience if their blood sugar levels aren't controlled, but also about the different foundations and organizations that are providing these free healthcare initiatives or providing these free services or free medications that they can go to. And I feel like sometimes because they don't know it, they just go about life just disregarding how their health is failing. So educating people on where to go, educating people on what to look for when it comes to their bodies, and educating them on what can happen when it comes to you ignoring the signs and symptoms of diabetes is very important in regards to this follow-up.
Wow, so Bobby, yeah, you're going to be a doctor. You're already a doctor already. You're doing great things. So in 25, you're gonna make it a official.
Yes, sir.
And so can you tell our viewers and our listeners, how does diabetes affect the eyesight?
Okay. So diabetes affecting the eyesight. So basically, there's this thing called diabetic retinopathy, and that is just the manifestation of diabetes in the eyes. And what that's going to cause is different changes with blood vessels that lead to the eyes not being oxygenated enough to perform its normal processes. And it can lead to vision loss and also permanent blindness. So the number one leading cause to blindness in the world for people under 40 years old is diabetic retinopathy. So this is why this cause is important. This is why education is important, because we are seeing younger people losing vision because of this.
Wow. And I think we just got somebody that popped in, but Mr. Blocker, how are you doing, sir? Can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me? He's on
Okay.
mute.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on mute. He need to unmute himself. Okay. Uh, hey, sir, if you can hear me, can you unmute your mic? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. How are you, sir?
Doing just fine. Do you know this young lady right here?
I think I've met her. Yeah, she's my little girl.
Oh yeah, I could tell immediately, and you got to be so proud of her because she's doing so many wonderful things, and I believe that she's getting ready to set the world on fire because of the passion, because of the desire, because of the focus, the mental focus that she has. I mean, Dr. Cooley, Dr. Michelle Cooley, and I talked to her for a couple of minutes and she sent the video. I already know the burning desire that's in the heart. If you could, what you can on the air, what would you tell your little girl to continue to do?
Well, keep working hard, and I think in the long run you succeed in whatever your goals are.
Hey, so Bobby, you just got back to Puerto Rico. Anything that you want to tell your dad? Wow. I mean, you got these visions. You got, I call it vision, understanding, and focus. Can you say, hey, I am going to do this. I'm going to bring awareness to the world as much as I can. And I just need everybody to follow suit, follow up, get your exams, all of these things. What would you say to that?
I think that he's a testament of why it's important to follow up whenever you feel like something's not right. My dad was diagnosed with multiple myeloma and beat it, thank God. And had he been going in for his local or his yearly evaluations, maybe they could have caught it earlier. But like, it's important, no matter what kind of diseases that may manifest in your body, going for your yearly examinations, making sure you're going to your yearly eye exams. They're super, super, super important.
Yeah, and that's is so important. And just like we just talked a second ago about awareness, and you hit it on the nose. I believe education is the key. I believe focusing in on certain things about the effect and the things that this disease can do to us is the key. But again, I been had it in my family. I had a sister of mine that she wouldn't listen, so she lost one of her legs, and then she still wouldn't listen. They took the other one. So this is serious. This is serious, and our listening audience out there, if you are even close to being diabetic or anything like that, you need to follow up. You need to follow up, continue to see your doctor and eat right, just like Bobby said. Bobby, tell them what they need to do again. They need to do what?
You need to eat, exercise, make it a lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, so that you can live long to see your kids grow up, so that you can be fit enough to not have anything amputated and keep your vision.
Absolutely. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we're going to pick it up and we're going to talk some more about this. This young lady is incredible, and you all know she is. She's incredible. So we're going to come back and we're going to pick it up. We're going to educate our listeners, and we're going to listen to Bobby teach us and a little bit more. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask this young lady any question that you like, and I promise I'll get you on the air. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll see you shortly after the break.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I tell you, we got this extraordinary guest that are not just sitting back, and I see she got a lot of family members on here. We're gonna try to get some of them on, get them on there to talk about this magnificent young lady. But I mean, she is doing some great things out there. Her initiative. That's what we're gonna talk about right now. And Bobby, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about your initiative that you got going on, and then I'm gonna show them the video.
Mhm. So the diabetic health screening initiative that I wanted to do in Puerto Rico is basically like a comprehensive screening where we invite different students from the different medical modality schools on the island, which nurses, MD students, and of course optometry students to come out and basically volunteer their time to serve these underserved communities. I have some interest. I've spoken about it to different optometry students. So there's optometry students from different places that also want to be involved. So it wouldn't just be the optometry students here at my school specifically. And again, we want to reach our target audience, the underserved community, the communities that haven't had a screening or even a doctor's checkup in 2 years, 10 years, just because they don't think that they need it. So yeah, that serving the community in that way and also educating them is what we want to do, or what my vision is for the diabetics.
I love your vision. I love your vision. We're gonna show this short video, but before we get to the video, I had to do a quick commercial. Like, hey, we just released a Black Man Point of View, Mind, Body, and Soul. It was released 2 days ago, and that's a roadmap to every Black man, every woman, and everything. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon for 99 cents today, Amazon ebook, or you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on other platforms as well. But help us out in making this a bestseller. So I need everybody's support to go on Amazon, Kindle, and buy it for 99 cents, because tomorrow it won't be 99 cents. But what she's talking about is screening and her initiative. So we're just going to get directly off into this and show this clip. Here we go.
Obesity. Obesity is a significant risk factor for developing type 2 diabetes. In Puerto Rico, the prevalence of obesity is relatively high. Unhealthy eating habits, a lack of physical activity, and sedentary lifestyles contribute to the risk of obesity and subsequently diabetes. According to the data from the CDC, or the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, in 2019, the prevalence of obesity among adults in Puerto Rico was approximately 31.4%. This figure is higher than the overall obesity prevalence in the United States, which is around 29.7%. Last but not least, we have socioeconomic factors. Socioeconomic factors such as poverty, low education, and limited access to healthcare can also impact the prevalence of diabetes. Individuals with limited resources may have difficulties accessing diabetes prevention programs, screenings, and quality healthcare services. It is my belief that to address the high prevalence of diabetes in Puerto Rico, a comprehensive approach needs to be done, and it should include education and awareness programs, access to healthy foods, promotion of physical activities, and improved healthcare accessibility. This includes public health initiatives aimed at prevention, early detection, management, in order to reduce the burden of the disease. I live by the life mantra of doing what you can to the best of your ability to make the greatest difference around you. With the tools and skills that Optometry School has provided me with, I have been fortunate enough to be a part of initiatives that educate and provide free healthcare here on the island. During these screenings, we check visual acuities, ocular motility, perform fundus examinations, take intraocular pressures, and so much more.
I love that. I love that video. Um, so that initiative is over in Puerto Rico, but can you tell the world that that initiative is for them as well? I mean, I know the
Mm-hmm.
study is there, but it's so important that we put this out. This affect everybody, especially in the community of color, a community of color. And I hope there's a lot of other folks out there that's creating initiatives like this, Bobby, because I mean, that's incredible. So Bobby, can you tell our viewers and our listeners who is the target audience? And I know I keep saying people of color, but it's all people. But who is a primary patient target audience that this research and that this screening is for?
So the first initiative, which is the one that I want to do in Puerto Rico, is just going to be more so the rural communities. Um, of course, the what I romanticize is a larger scale kind of initiative that occurs in different countries in all over the United States and Puerto Rico and even in Africa, where we are doing these screenings and where we are referring patients that are in critical conditions and are educating patients who do or don't have it so that they can further educate their family members about the importance of diabetes and the importance of their health in general.
Wow. So have you been able to reach out to any government officials or any organizations or over there that's willing to support these initiatives, or they supporting you, and if so, which way?
So as of right now, the only people who I have reached out to that in starting it in Puerto Rico have been teachers. We do have one teacher here who has spearheaded a lot of initiatives in different Latin American countries. His name is Dr. Hector Santiago, and I've really been asking him to take me under his wing and kind of show me who I need to talk to and who I need to relay these messages to in order to get the ball rolling. And he has helped me a lot when it comes to like how to do it in Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, we reach out to the governors of this town that you're going or the city that you're going to in order to first get permission and also get a space or a venue to hold these events at. And they also are in charge of the publicity. So they're the ones who are going to put it on the radio, put up flyers in the churches and in the local businesses and things of that nature. And our job would just be to get the volunteers. So I've always publicized to different students like who are willing to do it, like let's go, let's get our equipment and let's go. The only constraint just comes with a supervising doctor, which I've talked to doctors here at my school currently who are willing to devote their time to supervising us students as we conduct these screenings.
So do you? I know that you're saying, but do you have a plan, execution in getting it? Do you have other students that are working with you? I know you just mentioned a few teachers.
Mhm.
Uh, so tell us about that a little bit.
So, because of one of my positions that I hold here on the school, which is Lions Club, I'm the Lions Club vice president and also the chairwoman of the community service. So, in regards to getting the um, student backing, it's not going to be hard to get volunteers. I've already, I feel like, pumped up a lot of students when it comes to serving the community that we're currently in, serving Puerto Rico, where we're staying just to pay homage to the island. So it's not that we need have issues with now. It's relating to funding and budgeting, which we have been trying to work out and negotiate.
So yes, and we really got to bring awareness, and I hope that some of the officials over in Puerto Rico understand the importance of this because the communities are important, and getting everybody involved in this will help reduce this. I call it illness, but it's a disease, and help bring awareness and educate the communities. So you do have another initiative that you're doing over there. Can you tell us about the Eye Health Education Initiative?
hmm So the Eye Health Education Initiative, I was inspired by another student. She actually won Student of the Year last year at one of our optometry conventions. And basically, they're educational videos that you send out in different languages. She did hers specifically zoned to her home country, which is Ghana. And for me, I would want it to be in English and in Spanish so that it could cater to the Puerto Rican population and also the population in America. So these videos will consist of everything that I've said, but in layman's terms: what diabetes does, what does it do to the eyes, how does it affect the eyes, the signs and symptoms to look for, also why follow-ups are important, what can happen if you don't go to these follow-ups, and things of that nature. And it's all like cartoon and very easy to understand and very digestible for any population. So we want to be able to send these kind of videos out to elementary schools, high schools, middle schools, colleges, and even nursing homes. So that's kind of what the education initiative is the message is trying to get across, in the target audience that we want to be able to reach and inform.
So incredible. Yeah. Okay. So can you tell me what it's like being a student in the International American University of Puerto Rico? Because you came from Houston, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Tell our viewers and listeners what it's like being a student there.
The island is gorgeous. And the reason why I chose this program is because it's a bilingual program. So essentially that means that you will graduate being able to do a full comprehensive eye exam in Spanish, which is what I've been learning already. I can do a full comprehensive exam in Spanish, but I kind of want to further that into being able to even educate my patient in Spanish after the exam is done. So I have been taking it upon myself to learn Spanish here on the island while I still have the people around me and I'm still submerged in the culture to practice, and even trying to get a tutor this year, because this year I'm going to be full-time in clinic. Well, most of my time is going to be spent in clinic with patients, and I want to be able to communicate more than just giving them directions of where to sit, where to put their head, where to look, and things of that nature. So yeah, that's why I really appreciate this program. Wow.
And you're doing some absolutely great things. We got to take a station break, but you got some family members that if they pop back on, we'll bring them on a little bit to say hello and how proud they are of you after the break. But I tell you, just like this young lady right here is extraordinary, and she's doing some great things. She's gonna continue to do great things, and we all need to support her. We all need to support her. We're gonna take a station break, but we're gonna come back and we're gonna pick it up a little bit more. It's Your Life on Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I see we got a lot of folks on here that's proud of this young lady. I see all the emails, and we're gonna bring some of them on that they pop the camera on. Um, you got I think it's OSIRE Emmanuel. He's proud of you, proud of his niece. You got Douglas A. Uh, proud. Everybody proud of you. you know. Bobby, you're an inspiration to us all, and we all need to clamp down, just like this young lady right here, my friend, Ambassador. Ambassador, what do you think about the show so far?
I think it's brilliant. I just wanted to quote one scripture that says, Habakkuk 2:2, that, and the Lord answered, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. So Barbie, at her age, a very young, energetic, vibrant lady, having such a fantastic big vision, addressing real time problems and challenges that the entire world is facing, which is obesity and diabetes. It's such a huge problem. In fact, in Puerto Rico, I think it's about 31% of the population that is facing this, and of course, given other challenges like the cardio-related diseases and all kind of dietary stuff that is going on. So, a young lady who is my sister thinking, so big to address this kind of big issues. It is amazing. And this show today is a big inspiration to many young, talented, skilled people out there. I would like to encourage every young lady, young person in the USA, in Houston, in Puerto Rico, in Africa, to take up the challenge that you can make it. The vision is big, but we are all here to support you, Bobby, and it will happen by the grace of God.
Certainly, by the grace of God. You got Uncle Patrick, I think from the UK, is saying he's so proud of you. I think he's on here. He's got his mic and everything turned off. And you got Arlene Jacobs Jacobs Jacobus here. But I think this Uncle Patrick is here right now. How you doing, sir?
Uh, yes, sir. I'm fine, thanks. So excited about Barbie. Oh, Barbie. You know, you are, when the way you're answering the questions, I just juicy to me. Very juicy. Thank you so much. And keep it up. We're here to give support. Keep it up.
Thank
You
you.
got Ali. I might have not announced her name wrong, but hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, madam?
Um, Thank you so much for having us on your program, Dr. Akuli. Yeah, I'm really, really excited when I see young people take up challenges like Barbie's doing. I am excited, and I have a, you know, background of public health myself. So I know that it is part of the global disease problems. When you talk of diabetes, obesity, the list is endless. Thank you so much for just diving in there and getting on with it. We are supporting you, Babi. We'll get as much support as we can. We are rallying behind you. Thank you so much. We are so happy for you. Thank you,
So,
sir.
Bobby, just like I said, most young people will not take the time to start these type of initiatives, especially when they're going to do med school, schools like you're doing. But you're taking the time to do this, and you're still maintaining your studies, and your goal is, hey, in 2025, you guys are gonna call me doctor.
Mhm.
They can start calling you doctor right now. because
Yes.
Absolutely.
you already done met the criteria in most of the cases. Anytime that we give up some of our needs to help other people, that I mean, give up our wants to help other people in needs, and create initiatives like you're doing. You're special. God sent you to this earth for a special reason, and you are making all of us proud. you
Amen.
you you're making all of us proud. So Bobby, tell us. I mean, I noticed that you are the vice president of the class of 2025. You're the vice president of the Lounge Club, community service chair, National Optometry Association. Yeah, you're doing it all. That is so fantastic. What drives you? What keeps you going? What calls you the mental capacity to separate these things and continue to do great with your grades and in the community? Can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about that?
So, most of the things that I'm involved with are about serving the community. And I feel like picking organizations that specifically target what you're driven by and what inspires you kind of keeps you motivated throughout school. So, school can sometimes be draining where it's just books and books and books and exams. And kind of that stimulus that you need to keep going is the service aspect, is kind of pouring into your actual goals, pouring into your visions. And if your visions align with what you're doing currently, it makes it easier. So, diabetic retinopathy is stuff that we've learned, or diabetes manifesting in the eye is stuff that we just covered this year, my second year of optometry school. And yeah, so the things kind of coincide, but one is just books, and the other one is actually putting it into fruition and actually going out and being of service and applying these things that we're learning throughout school.
I sense that you should be the international spokesperson for this. You know so much about it at a young age. Speak and vision, understanding, focus. You got it, and continue to do what you're doing. Get other young folks involved in this. Get us old folks involved in it. Get everybody involved in this. So Bobby, what are some of the takeaways that you want our viewers and listeners to get from this great interview and this great discussion that we have?
So, the biggest takeaway that I want everyone to know is that for the people, the older generation who's looking for the people who are eager to serve and eager to give back, like we're here. There's a community of us. We're on fire, but funding, we do run into the issue of funding because we are still broke students, very broke students, and the debt is only climbing. Like when you look at the different optometry programs, the minimum that you're going to get is at least 100,000 when you graduate. Like you're going to be 100,000 in debt if you're not paying from out of pocket. And because of a lot of us come from lower income backgrounds, we are taking out the loans and we are accumulating this debt. And so it kind of makes us feel a little bit suffocated when we feel like we want to do this, but we can't because we don't have the funding. So like, how do we do it? And I definitely feel like platforms like the one that you have made, Dr. Cooley, definitely help in regards to helping us dive into serving the community and having the funding to be able to be of service and create an impact as we're still in optometry school are definitely inspiring, and also help us to be on our way. So yeah, that's the takeaway I want to leave everybody
Wow.
with.
Wow. Madam Olivia, 30 seconds or less. What is
Yes.
one of the takeaways? Now we got to keep it 30 seconds. What is
Yes.
what is,
Thank you, Dr. Kweli. I think the takeaway is um, the Barbie is just a voice for many young people rallied behind her and professionals in this field. They are ready and willing to move to Puerto Rico to do what they have to do to help the communities. I think the target is almost 200,000 people in the US and in Puerto Rico. So we need every help out there, whether aid, equipment, whatever is needed to back up the team that Bab is leading and voicing out today. We have professionals who are retired who have also volunteered their time, but they need to be facilitated to support Babi on this program. So,
I
ladies
think
and
I think everybody. Hey, Bobby, real quickly, how can people get in touch with you if they want to support you? Can you tell them real quickly?
My social medias is who's underscore doctor underscore Bakama, Bakama. That's my Instagram. And then I'm also on LinkedIn with my full name, Babirekere Bakama. Definitely contact me on there or through my Instagram and also through my email, which is faithbakama@gmail.com.
Well, Bobby, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on. You can come on my show again. I mean, real soon when you get time. My great friend Ambassador Olivia, you know, I love you. I love all of you guys. The family of Bobby right here, I love you guys. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic guest. I'd like to thank my viewers and listeners out there for always tuning in to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Remember, a Black Man Point of View, Mind, Body, and Soul is it's on sale the last day today. It's at the 99-cent rate. Go out there and buy that book. It's a roadmap. It's going to help us out, and it's going to help us out with things like Bobby talked about. I like to say on closing, I want everybody to always dream big like this young lady right here. Dream big, think big,
Yes.
and be big at everything you do. It's your life. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.